These cars have eyes, Oscar.
Oh, they do.
They've got eyes, but not where the headlights are.
Where are they, Carl?
They're on the windshield. What a choice. If you were a child and looked at a car and thought, man, if that thing came to life, Broom was way more on point than Cars.
I'm glad you brought up Broom because so early in the episode because what a character, what a symbol, you know. I've got nothing else to say. Just he's solid.
I'm happy to do like who would watch Broom if
Well,
you want to. Everyone would watch.
Broom.
It's educational and he solves crimes. It's like Sherlock Holmes, but in car form.
He's a car, so you know.
Watson was like a
motorbike. I don't know.
One of those little attachments,
A sidecar?
A little sidecar. Dr. Watson, elementary Dr. Watson, but you're a sidecar, and I am Broom. I feel like that's an opening. And leave that in so people know that that's my thoughts on what just happened.
We've really dropped the ball. We have to can't even afford the royalty-free music now.
I think let's just save time on editing. I don't know why we bother to insert sound, to be honest. Let's just have us. I'm happy to do it all. We'll do the feedback as well. This is what happened last week. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah?
That's a great harp you just did.
Oh, is that what the sound is? A harp?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, that was bad.
No, you nailed it.
It's fine.
Well,
I'd love to get into sounds more.
I think this podcast, we flex our, I can do a sound effect, and we've never done it.
What's the best sound you can do? It's pretty solid.
Thank you.
Do this.
You can do a sliding whistle? That's pretty handy.
Right? No, to the listener, there was a whistle here. That's how good I am.
Carl cheated, that's right.
They bought it. You're getting off topic.
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we are talking about Cars 2, which currently has a 6.2 on IMDb, a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.6 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
I mean, Deb, this is like a paragraph. Star racing. Star race car Lightning McQueen and his pal Mater head overseas to compete in the World Grand Prix race, but the road to the championship becomes rocky as Mater gets caught up in an intriguing adventure of his own international espionage.
Yeah, I get why it's long. The movie genuinely has a lot to cover.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're pivoting. They're doing a big pivot from the last movie.
You know the first one about, just a race car driver down on his luck, and he learns a bit about the humble life. Put it in the bin. I was bored. So fucking bored.
Imagine if the inverse happened. Like, if this was the first Cars movie, and then the next one was the first one.
It'd be kind of like...
You'd be like, oh,
I think actually it'd be, well praised. Like a critical darling. Like, they brought that silly spy movie into what we really care about.
It'd be like if they Logan'd their franchise.
They did Logan, I was going to say. Yeah. This is the anverse of Logan. They started off with Logan and they're gone, let's do Wolverine 2.
We're doing Cars 2 because Elemental's about to come out, which is the new Pixar film. So Pixar's in the zeitgeist, we're chatting about Pixar.
And everyone's always like, this is the worst one.
But, Oscar, before we get too far, let's rewind to last week, to before we'd seen the movie, and we tried to predict who would watch it. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Don't even need the sound effects.
It's just me.
Carl. Cars 2.
Flawless.
Wow. I can't wait to use that again next week.
Oscar, we are doing Cars 2 because we've got the new Pixar movie Elemental coming out. So, Pixar's
zeitgeist.
Yeah,
it's zeitgeist.
It's always around.
And when Pixar known for their good films.
I know. And this is supposedly one of their worst.
Terrific.
Up there, we were tossing up between this and The Good Dinosaur.
Man, I don't want to watch that.
The Good Dinosaur is literally, it's just Ice Age.
What?
It's pretty much just
got
Ice
that hideous
Age.
little kid as well.
Oh yeah, he's so hideous in it.
I mean, the Ice Age kid, but there's also another kid in Good Dinosaur, is there?
Yeah, there is, and it's a real life kid as well. So
Gross.
you're attacking a human being,
Well,
not just an animator.
I'll attack. Now, yeah. So I mean, in fairness, Ice Age is pretty bog standard. I've not seen Cars 2. I feel like everyone knows it's a spy film, though.
Why have you not seen it? How have you missed this?
I think when did it come out? 2011? I thought that was nonsense. Even at my age, I went, that's just silly.
A second Cars? No, thank you.
Not for me. Toy Story 2 was enough. I'm drawing the line.
I've had more than enough fill on my Cars. Thank you.
Carl, have you seen this one?
Yeah, I have. I saw this in cinemas and never again.
What?
Yeah.
You haven't seen it for 12 years?
Isn't that nuts? It's over a decade old.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they followed this up. Wait, yeah, this came out after Toy Story 3, which is a pretty golden Pixar film in my opinion. So, what happened?
I think that they just kind of going, oh, don't worry about it. Because I feel like everyone's like, they're done. And then Inside Out came back and they're like, they're pretty good. Sometimes they need a miss.
Yeah, they sort of have ebbs and flows. They definitely had that, like, everything was a hit for a while, though.
Yeah.
Apart from Cars, which I think is... Okay, well, let's talk about the first one.
Yeah.
I think the first one's really weak. I don't
Yeah,
like
as
the
a
first
Pixar
Cars.
film?
Yeah, I think as a film in general, I don't like the original Cars. Do you?
I've seen it a lot, but I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
the same.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like liked. I don't. It's been blurred. There's a lot of films in
Was
my
it
like.
forced on you?
I think it was just a DVD in my house, and at that point, it's like, well, here you go.
I feel like there was just a real assumption from parents that were like, "Hey, you're a 10-year-old boy. Watch Cars again."
I will say though, the video game of Cars slaps. Absolutely
Really?
amazing, terrific,
Like,
open world.
I can't comment.
Oh, scenery. You're in Radiator Springs, you know.
You
This
sure
is-
you're not talking about Grand Theft Auto?
No. This time you're the car, and no crimes allowed. Okay, this is Radiator Springs on some hell water.
Not L.A.
Yeah, no. I mean, I feel like a lot of people like our age are sort of like, yeah, I don't know how to like accurately depict how, but compared to all the other Pixar films, it's not gonna make you weep.
Yeah, this is not the one that there's like, man, that movie's packed with feeling.
Yeah.
Just a lot of jokes that are just like, oh, it's a piston cup. He pissed in what? It's a good gag. It is a good gag.
You're folding back. Oh man, my 10-year-old self did love that film.
I think that is objectively just a really good piece of comedy, and it's rattled in my head ever since I saw the first Cars. That joke in its entirety, I'm pretty sure, is better than what I remember Cars 2 being when I saw it.
Yeah, fair enough. Cars 1, pretty bog standard. I don't think there need to be another.
No.
So I think the writers were the same. Went, oof. Well, I guess Lightning's arc is kind of done. Who else do we have?
It's definitely also the franchise, or I guess the world from Pixar that has the least amount of thought put into it.
Oh yeah,
And thus, all questions about its reality crumble all the time.
100%. There's so many little things. There's a lot of like, I feel like they build things. How do they build things?
We'll get into it next week, I think. Well, I think once we rewatch, I remember specifically with how they attempt to do things in this movie. I was like, but how did a car know to do that? How did they put that? Who could? Anyway, I feel like I reckon I'm gonna be in a bad mood.
Oh, I can't wait.
Really quickly though, who do we think would watch Cars 2?
Okay. Going off why no, it's a spy thing. I don't know what that Venn diagram of people is that wanted a James Bond but Cars. I guess if you're kind of like a dad in your 50s, you own like the big box set of James Bond, and your son's just really not loving Ian Fleming's work, chuck on Cars 2. That's the way to bridge the gap and then get him into like Moonraker, you know?
I feel like if you were like, if you loved an Austin Martin and James Bond, like this is a film for you.
Wait, if you love Cars.
I don't know. Cut my thing. Leave it on your thing. Oscar, something that I wanted to jump into.
Yes.
Before we continue.
Yes.
I wanted to bring it up last week, and I think I was pretty tired, and I forgot to bring it up.
What?
Really quickly, what do we think top 4 Pixar films are?
All right, Carl, let me hit you with my top four.
Go on.
I think Toy Story 2 slaps.
Yes.
Ratatouille slaps.
Yes.
You got Wall-E up there.
Huge.
Yeah,
okay.
huge.
Interesting.
And Monsters, Inc.
Really? Monsters, Inc. is a top 4 for you?
I love Monsters, Inc.
Wow.
Again, though, there's so much nostalgia.
Yeah.
I won't be like... I know Inside Out might be a better film than some, But I don't give a shit. Even though that's we're old now. That is nostalgic.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
know.
8 years old.
I mean, what's it called? The soundbite of Kitty. That makes you warm.
Yeah.
You know, Monsters Inc. will do that to
Oh,
you.
that's great. I just love the door scene, you know? I love doors, and you just don't get enough
You
of them.
admire a door.
I fucking love a
It
door.
takes you ages to get into this room
I
because
just-
you'll
I'm
have
just
too much
like,
fun with this.
Ah, that guy.
With
Look
this
at it.
door.
Open him. Terrific. Just fantastic.
Look at that. Wouldn't it be crazy if another world was on that other side?
Terrific. Carl, what's your top 4?
I mean, I think we largely have the same. Ratatouille, I think, is like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get better.
Oh, it's French cuisine, baby.
You can't get better. And as much as I want a sequel, God, I hope they don't make one.
Oh, don't touch that goddamn rat. I
That
swear
is-
to
look,
God.
let's face it, that rat is long dead. I do think if you wanted to give him an interesting challenge, though, kill off Luigi,
Just Luigi.
his main one. Like
His main
the
friend?
yeah, his main friend.
Oh, kill off the man.
Yeah.
Kill off the body.
See how he has to function like without his surrogate.
Here's the problem with Ratatouille. He's just going to find another host and steal him.
No,
Remy's
they
a
should call
monster.
it Parasite.
They should.
Okay, Ratatouille, Toy Story 2,
Yep.
The Incredibles,
Yeah, fairs.
and Inside Out.
Yeah,
I
fair
think
enough.
that's my 4.
Yeah, fairs.
I'm sorry, Finding Nemo fans. You're number
Fuck 'em.
5.
Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. We don't give a shit about those water freaks. But how nice does Sydney look? Oh.
Oh god, that is a movie for us. The pelicans really do that, as do the dentists.
Yeah. Rove's a crab.
Man, should we discuss Rove?
We don't have enough time.
I know that we have a lot of UK listeners now, but what are our feelings on
When we start
Rove?
talking about a TV host in the mid-2000s in detail who has a small but yet memorable cameo in Finding Nemo.
Shout out to anybody out there that loved Rove in LA. A piece of me thinks we've done a Rove gag before. Like
No, surely not.
Imagine if we were
When would
out of.
when would Rove organically come up like that?
I don't know. I just don't know. I think you had written a letter about how you wanted Rove to come to your neighborhood.
No,
Was that you?
that wasn't me.
Was
no.
it a guest? Was it me?
Did you write Rove a letter?
I don't know. I don't remember writing many letters. If I was to write one, I guess it would go to Rove. Okay.
The default stamp. Anyway,
Yeah, any unaddressed letter just went
send
to
it to
Rove.
Rove. He'll know what to do.
And any letter that was addressed to Rove went immediately to the Prime Minister of Australia. We had a wild postal service.
Carl, do we jump straight in? When I say
Now
straight
we
in,
can jump straight in.
I love saying straight in 15 minutes into the episode.
Is that not every podcast?
Oh, I think so. They just
Yeah.
ramble for It's the worst.
It's us!
It's the worst for new listeners. Like, what's this podcast about? Oh, good. They're rambling for 20 minutes. Good. And then they'll get to the core of the thing, and they're tired by then. They're tired.
I'm always burnt out after the 20-minute mark. We should have shorter podcasts. I'm not afraid to say it. Okay. We've got, again, I remember the whiplash of just knowing it was a spy movie going in. It's a dark, gritty spy movie at the start.
Oh, 100%. Okay, Michael Caine is on a dirty oil rig.
And he's a car.
He's a car.
And he's a car.
He's a car. We can't stress it enough. He's a car.
He's literally just 4 wheels and the body of a car.
But he can grappling hook.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that I'm not happy with the fact. I don't know how these cars evolved to be able to use a grappling hook.
Is there like a creature in the car? I think that's the only way I can make sense. Like if it was almost like what a crab is to a shell.
I like that reason. That makes more sense. You
Like
know?
if you were to put a vacuum to the exhaust of a car from Cars,
that's
it would
that's a car sexual thing.
yeah, but
Don't
it would
do
slurp
it.
out
would
the
slurp
innards,
it out, and it would sort of
and you'd be
tickle
left
us.
with a nice drivable vehicle.
Oh yeah, I mean not nice. It's been filled with
Oh,
a
it would be
creature for
icky.
years.
The
yeah.
inside would be icky.
So sticky and yet slippery.
Oh,
it
absolutely.
Wouldn't be good.
It'd be like many banana peels on the ground.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much just a monkey. It's just a monkey in a car.
Yeah, I think it'll probably come up.
It just
The
makes
many
me-
questions that came up.
There's
to
so
me.
many questions, but anyway, let's get into the more like deprived. Okay. Minus that he's a car. This is a dark.
Michael Caine is a car.
He's going to an oil rig and he's doing surveillance. he doesn't mind killing a man, okay?
The movie opens with murder. Considering nobody died in the last Cars movie, it's pretty rough.
But we had learned, like, Doc Hudson, like, crashed and, like, turned. We
Yeah.
assume that's him, like, dying, but the kids aren't going to show its death. So death is on the cards now.
Yeah.
And it seems pretty easy, because it happens quite a bit.
They want you to know they are ready to kill. Like, it is, and I think it's worth bringing up that the other thing that this opening scene displays is that Michael Caine is not only a spy car, but also blatantly terrible at his job.
Whoa. What are you saying? His spy work wasn't good?
Well, you mean when he ziplined down to like a meter away from who he was surveilling?
Oh yeah, not good.
And then there was a flame, and so his shadow looked over everything. Yeah, I thought he was a bad spy.
He's a bad spy. Okay, you've got me there. Now he's trying to take a picture of the spy, the Professor Z. He's a little shitty car. Okay?
Oh, he's a bad car.
He's a bad car with a monocle. And I feel like we're just improving this.
No, he's got a monocle. Who made the monocle? Why would a car have bad eyesight?
I don't know why, but again, I don't know the intricacies. Like, have you ever had tires for hands? Imagine trying to make
But are the tires hands or are the doors hands?
I've never seen them open a door. I've only seen the bonnet move up and down. But
Why isn't that the mouth?
I think that's flashing somebody, you know? I think that's what opening your bonnet is.
Yeah, I think at the end when I think you're right. I think it is flashing somebody.
Yeah.
Which would beg to say that when the villain of the movie is on camera as just his engine.
I assume
is that his cock?
That's his cock on zoom. Just his
Wow.
cock on zoom. It's an absolute
That's so rough.
We'll get into the zoom cock play, but soon Michael Caine gets a picture of there's a camera, and that's what the villains are using. And they're like, that's just a camera. Don't worry about it. The film now starts again.
Yeah, well, he slaughters a bunch of cars.
Oh yeah, he kills.
Like also, and again, I cannot stress this enough, and I think it comes with most Pixar movies. The animation's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Like the flames, the fire, the water, like everything about it is just it's a visually stunning movie from a animation standpoint.
100%. But what you're animating is Michael Caine as a car killing. You know. And there's beauty to that as well.
Which would be, like, I think maybe this would be fine if this is what Cars was.
Oh, yeah, no.
Dude, I think if it was just, oh, no, it's like, Cars is the spy one.
Yeah.
All three of them were spy orientated.
Oh, yeah, no, but we've had, like, a down-as luck car, and now we're getting back to, like, let's jump the shark immediately.
I know, there is no gag in this movie that's as good as the piston cup gag. There's not one. And that's the real shame.
That's the real crime of this film.
It's the real crime. Also, if a car falls off this oil rig, it, like, just obliterates itself.
Oh, yeah.
But when Michael Caine jumps off, he's fine.
He could turn to a submarine. The power, they keep introducing new powers they have. It seems like their car bodies just have endless space for things.
Would somebody have had to do that to him?
Yes, I think so.
So would that have been a painful process? It's like if your body...
I think someone shoved a machine gun into his body. I don't know how you do that. I don't know what the like in some scenes they're inserting things. Sometimes they just have an AI that can like scan your body and change it. I don't know the rules. I'd love to know the rules, but I don't know them.
How would a car make AI?
I don't know. It has tires for hands. How do you intricately like type on a computer or like code?
But that's the thing is they occasionally bring out like a very intricate little thing from their wheel.
Yeah.
To then do hand things.
Yes.
So they know they need hands.
Yes.
Right? Like, do we think they killed, like, people? Like, is this an evolution of AI?
I think so.
And now this
possibly.
is just what life is?
I don't know. I'm just still angry that, like, they're right around for, like, oh, he needs to use a tool, so then we'll put a tool on the tire, and then they can use the tool. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's allowed.
Yeah.
They're definitely mutants. Okay, I'll just say it.
That's what I think. I think the only thing that makes sense is that they are mutant cars.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I think that they're maybe the villain in the story of the human race.
Oh, of course. But then again, you know, who created them?
I think we did.
Mull on that.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Man, what a harrowing tale.
Made in Radiator Springs.
Man, this is a harsh cut. It's really harsh.
It's so harsh. We go from the spy.
Because I will throw out, I like this spy intro.
Yeah.
Like, as its own thing,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is cool.
Oh yeah, it's its own thing. But then the film goes, "Hey, remember
this is what the
Cars."
franchise is. I go, oh, Mater! Mater's such an awful...
This is the big problem with the film. And I think with I think Finding Dory also falls into it. Don't have your silly comic relief character that caused issues in the first one for your protagonist to be your protagonist.
So...
Because it's gonna frustrate you every time they do something stupid, and then that's how it moves the plot or holds the plot back.
Oh, he's such an annoying character.
It's so frustrating.
He makes the movie insufferable.
Oh, he does.
But it's the fact that they've done two odd decisions, which is become a spy movie and have Mater be the main character.
Yeah.
Really, really just odd story decision.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Oh, 100%. I don't know what they were pitching. I think it was a bit of a mess. I'd love to know the behind the scenes, what was going on. Because it's just odd. This thing went, yes, let's commit to that. Maybe they just thought Cars are shitting money. They were like, fuck it, spy.
But it feels like you could do the same movie, but with Lightning.
Yes.
McQueen as the lead.
Yeah.
It's just that I think they thought that they would get more comedy mileage out of Mater.
Oh. And he's probably one of my least favorite. I think in Cars, he's fine. Because I feel like he has some moments. He's a bit annoying.
He's not in it as much.
But he's not in it as much, is it?
Yeah.
I feel like he's barely in the first one, really.
I think he's in it. He's in it a bit. But he's definitely more of a, aren't you sad you let down Mater?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I guess so. I guess that is a bit
But he's
sad.
like a sad puppy dog that you didn't put down. It's like, oh, and it's like, make him the spy.
Yeah, and really you should have just killed that puppy.
Yeah.
He's not only I think in this I very much dislike Larry the Cable Guy in this film voicing Mater.
Yeah.
But also Mater is a hideous design.
What do you mean, he's a rust bucket?
Oh, I know. And then when they tried to be like, oh, don't remove my rust, I was like, remove that rust.
Get clean.
You ever watched one of those videos on YouTube where they just clean a car for 10 hours? God, it's satisfying.
Oh, I fucking love
really
that
wanted
shit.
them to do that to Mater.
Get his little carpets out and just fucking go on him. Oh. But also, isn't he still sponsored by Rusty's? Isn't that I don't know, wrong?
So I couldn't gauge how rich Lightning McQueen is. Because he seems to be the most... He's got ads in Tokyo.
Yeah, I think he's well off. He's a car.
What's a car spending its money on?
I don't know, little tools and little wheel. I don't know. It seems like all they sell is oil and wheels. You've got them.
That's what I don't get. What are they eating when they go to this restaurant?
Oh yeah, sorry.
And they order a martini.
Let's establish. Let's just jump straight to it. Lightning McQueen's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna race. I'm retired." Then on the news, there's so much information on the news. They're like, "All right,
so convoluted. I don't know why they've done it like this.
They've gone. Oh, shit. They've gone. Okay. One thing. There's a race happening across the world.
Right now.
There's a car that's like, Lightning McQueen's a bitch, and Mater's like, hey, fuck you. He's gonna do it. There's also
No, Mater calls in a live TV show.
Yeah.
And then tells them
Lightning McQueen's ready to race.
He'll join your race.
Yeah.
And then Lightning has to come inside and go, I don't want to do that, but maybe I will.
And then as that's happening, there's another TV commercial that we're going to break. And then suddenly like, hey, you know what's, I'm a new guy and I'm making a new oil. I got stuck in the forest, but now I'm good. And I'm not making oil, I'm making good oil. And that's going to be the sponsor of the race.
So this is then, this is what also confused me.
Yeah.
This millionaire car got stuck in the forest.
Yeah.
And they said that he lived off of natural nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So when he comes out of the forest, he's like climbing with his wheels.
Yeah.
So does a car not die if it doesn't have petrol? It can still live off like a plant.
I think it can. I don't know what the energy gives it. I think you can turn the axis. So I think the creature with the petrol can then drive and make it quick. But the actual creature can survive. It just has to literally manually
so
move.
then the creature just has to do a lot of the work inside the car.
Yes.
So we're committing to the concept that there is a creature inside the car for a lot of this to make sense.
And then one that the humans created it, we've died, and then they've reclaimed the whole world. But then also the creature like, well, the humans had it pretty right, so let's repeat all of history's mistakes and just do what they did.
Is this film anti-electric cars?
The film is not.
Right.
I think it's
Because the guy making electric cars
Yes.
is the one at fault, and they're
Yes.
like, "Oh, his electric car is blowing up, or
Yes.
his nice oil is not good or something."
Yes, I
but
think
he wants
so.
big oil to come back into the picture.
Yes, you're spoiling the end.
Oh,
but
heaven forbid!
But yes, the guy who's the big bad, his plan's insane. Essentially, he's like, right, I'm gonna make a big race, and then at the race, I'm gonna use that evil camera to blow up cars to show that the oil isn't safe. So that way, everyone will go back to the oil that they were already using. Why introduce the new oil in the first place? And why, if you're trying to make money, would you even spend money on 3 of the biggest races? Surely this is like billions of dollars.
yeah, just spend this money on pivoting,
Just about
advertisement money.
PR.
Yeah, just PR.
But then didn't he create the oil?
That's he had his company and he sold it, and now I guess he wants his old company back.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
I don't really get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
So while they're here at this restaurant,
Yeah.
Lightning McQueen goes, "Yeah, I'm going to join this race." Sally goes, "But you're going to take Mater, aren't you?" Lightning McQueen even has a heavy sigh. Like, and as me as a character, don't do it.
oh, the
I was
audience
watching,
is
don't
just
do
begging,
it.
just like, come on, man. I don't think you were that close. I think you're better friends with Doc, huh? Get Doc back here.
Oh, Doc on this adventure?
Man.
Damn, that's
Doc
a
as a
film.
spy would be way better.
Oh,
Too
I
bad
just
Paul-
recast.
Paul Newman died though.
There's how many Paul Newman impersonators out there? There's like 40.
A phone call away. They could be on a phone.
Any of them. Imagine a Paul Newman impersonator sitting at home. It's a Saturday night. Their wife's left them. Their first child deceased.
Oh.
Dark turn, right?
Oh, very
They
dark.
get a call. They go, "Hey, we need you for Cars 2." Of course they say yes. They're eating canned food. They're a Paul Newman impersonator. All they do is make mustards talk to one another.
Oh, but how good are his mustards and
Why
dressings?
are they so good?
They're great.
They're great. His
Yeah.
ranch. Oh.
He's ne- what that was such an odd.
Woo!
Yeah.
So really quickly while they're at this restaurant, they order a drink.
Yes.
In fact, they go so lazily as for Lightning McQueen to order his usual, just so they don't convolute the concept of their food and beverage intake.
Oh yeah. I don't really. Is there oil for pleasure? I don't really get it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is there any nutritional value? What's their enjoyment? Have
I
they
don't know.
flavored the oil
I
with
don't
something
know.
a
It seems,
car
but
would
then
like?
whenever they like are out of oil, like the guy in the jungle, they seem like parched, like they need energy. So I don't really know what the point of this is. I think it's just for show.
But that's the thing is when Lightning McQueen
Mm.
has to do a race, he's not out of energy like he's run a race.
No.
He needs to drink oil immediately to like cool down and replenish his sweat. He's just, I don't know. I just don't get it.
I don't get it, and I feel like in the first Cars, it was better.
Yeah, it was
here,
fine.
Here, they've expanded the whole world. They're like, it's Car Tokyo. We're in Car Tokyo.
It threw me, and it was also just like, look, I've just seen Tokyo Drift. Why? Why are you even trying to best Tokyo Drift?
They nailed you, huh? Cars 2, they beat you to the punch.
Unless Lucas Black walked into the film at this point, there's nothing that they could do better than Tokyo Drift.
Anyways,
But this is where it falls apart again.
wait, so we're in. So sorry, the first race is in Tokyo now, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And Maida thinks that wasabi is gelato?
Pistachio ice cream.
Pistachio ice cream.
Took notes.
Why are either of those things an option to a car?
I don't know.
Why
I
has
don't-
Maida even had pistachio ice cream?
I don't know, because I think the bit is that like he's a city folk. He's a country boy who doesn't know sushi. He's a car. Why would he? Why would he want sushi? Why would this be an option?
Why would a car want fish with a little extra spice?
Are there fishes still in the ocean? That's the way. Because it seems like all the little birds and animals are like. There's a scene where there's pigeons and they're little planes. So I don't know where the sushi's
so
coming
do
from.
they eat other cars?
I think so. I think they
because
consume.
the other thing is they go cow tipping and there's like the biggest truck you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they flip it over.
Yeah,
Do they milk that machine?
I think so for car
For
milk.
oil?
For car milk, so you can have your car cereal. I don't know. It's an odd
isn't
universe.
their cereal like bolts?
Yeah, I think so. Some of the scenes are like they're eating bolts. I'm not sure. The more you like pull at the threads, it just untethers.
But even if Mater was, so he's just like always a country folk,
Yeah.
right? He's gone to Japan. Even then, as a country folk, or a hick or a huck, if you will, why would he be the one going, I love pistachio ice cream?
Pistachio ice cream is not in the... There's no fucking way they've
There's
got
no way that's in Radiator Springs.
If they haven't heard of sushi, they haven't heard of pistachio ice cream. Fuck off with that shit.
Alright, so let's get back into the spy part of this movie. I think the fact that the movies have to flip back and forth between genres also hinders it.
It's
like,
odd
a lot.
because you sort of got the half the tone of the first one. Like, it's kind of like Lightning's learning. Anyway, Mater's been a mess. That's kind of his thing. And it's frustrating because he's just a mess.
Yeah.
He's embarrassing. Lightning McQueen's
He's
not happy.
stupider than what he was before.
He is.
He also, in the world of cars, pisses himself in front of a bunch of people, which is a little crushing and sad because it makes you think Mater. How old is Mater meant to be?
I think old. I think older. But he also kind of got Star is Born. Like Lightning McQueen was on stage, and Mater just pissed on stage and just like, you've embarrassed me. You're a has-been. No one's gonna love you. I don't like that the story arc of Lightning McQueen is, hey, maybe you should accept Mater. He pissed on stage. I don't think you should.
Imagine if Cars 2 ended with Mater hanging himself.
But they could. That's the problem. But they could. They'd get a little rope and they'd tie it around the tires. So many of these scenes, they end up tied down. I don't get how they intricately tied a knot.
So does a car live forever? Because it can just replace its parts.
Yes.
But so when a car smashes into lots of parts, right?
Yeah.
Could you not just rebuild it again?
It's the ship fallacy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when they've crushed them into a cube, I get that's a dead car.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
just
don't really know where the core, the soul, if you will, of the car.
Yes,
is.
that's great. Where's the soul of the car?
What do you have to kill? Because constantly cars are blowing up and stuff, and you're like, well, that one survived because its eyes are still awake. But then some are just gone. So I don't know what the level of like where's the central hub, if you will. Is it the eyes?
Where's the life?
Yeah.
Do you think they okay? Do they have a key?
A key?
Do they have a
to
key?
get in.
Like in terms of do they just have a key that's always turned?
Oh, it's just always ignition on.
Yeah.
Because when they're sleeping, they can still like wake up. The engine doesn't rev. There's no engine noise. Sometimes there's engine noises, but only when they're going fast.
Yeah.
Which I think they're making up.
But is there like a racial issue between an auto car and a manual car?
Well, there's racial tension in this. We're not even getting into it yet.
I know the world's. Oh, I've wasted all the time. I'm so sorry.
Let's speed through this.
Please.
We're 20 minutes into the film. I've got anyway. Okay, we're back with the spy stuff. Essentially, they're at the car show as well.
Yeah.
They're in a bathroom. It's like a really weird. They have like a car fight scene.
Oh, no, it's like that scene in Mission Impossible
It is,
Fallout,
it is.
but
Yeah.
with cars.
With cars, like one of the tires even like does this like thingamajig.
Yeah, just
And-
as a little recharge,
Yeah,
like Henry
yeah.
Cavill.
Henry Cavill, but they get like a I don't know. They got like a other spy puts the tracking device on Mater, and then the other
And then,
cars.
so the spies think Mater is a secret agent.
Yes.
Which begins one of the most frustrating
Oh, I hate
ongoing
it's
bits
just-
in the
it's just
movie
a bad arc. It's
of
just bad, isn't it?
Mater just going, I'm not a spy, and Michael Caine going, yeah, right, neither am I. Every time.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. It's like, great work. You're a great spy.
You're killing it.
You're smashing it.
Imagine being gaslit into thinking you're a spy, because that's what's happening.
It's what happens. But it's just frustrating because you're like, at the end, they're like, you weren't a spy? It's like, you're a shit
And then
spy.
You go, oh, I think he's telling the truth. And Michael Caine goes, I know. What are you on about? It's crazy too, because, and spoilers, they offer him to continue to be a spy at the end.
Okay, so one of the other spy cars that they put the tracking device on, he gets tortured by the other cars.
It's crazy.
Shows how the camera can like essentially they have an electromagnetic cannon that if you're using the oil, it will blow you up. And they show it on screen.
Because I guess in the end, it is a car.
We've been given it we've given it a name, emotions, it's given everything, but we've then killed it. We should be sad.
I know, but I guess
the movie
we're not.
moves on.
Oh, the movie's happy to have a car die. They're killing cars left, right, and center.
Yeah.
As well. Also, they sort of established Michael Caine, who's a car, is able to zip line around like Spider-Man.
Yes.
Didn't like that.
I don't know how his powers work. Some of them can just turn to a plane when they want, really.
I know. Is that not a superpower? Like, why can not all cars do that?
Yeah, upgrade that. Is that just money?
Yeah. Is it like a tattoo to them?
Because in the first one, Sally has a tattoo.
Oh, she's got a bumper sticker,
Yeah,
right?
she got a little
And
tramp stamp.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
don't say it's a tramp stamp, but it's implied as a tramp stamp.
Yeah, that's right. That's a weird gag.
It's a weird gag,
It is
but
a
at least
weird
it
gag.
goes, there's tattoos in this universe, and these are augmentations. I think it's just
know.
AI, like a prosthetic, essentially.
Because, for example, in one scene, Sally goes, "Man, that Italian car is hot."
Yeah.
What makes a car attractive?
They keep saying it's because the car doesn't have fenders on, so at the front, like the wheels are exposed, and all the women cars are like, "That's a hot car. I'd fuck him good." So I don't know if this is just like his four cocks are out for their in their creature world.
But
and
isn't it like if we were showing our knees and elbows? Like, is that
they
more
seem
what it's like?
It seems like this is like pecs. They're like abs or something. This is like a hot commodity. I want to fuck the tire. I want to lick the tire good. And because it's exposed, I'm dripping with oil. Or whatever car gets moist with.
Well, why do cars even have a sexual attraction?
I don't know. Do they mate? Because it seems like sometimes
They've never mentioned a mum or dad, have they? I don't think they have.
No, I don't think they have.
I think they know there is a slippery slope.
But then it seems that though cars are made, and some are just made shit, which is it feeds into this plot. Some of them, like if you're like an ambulance, you're an ambulance. It's like B movie, like you're stuck in that career. So if you're, it seems that it also
because
like,
McQueen was made a race car.
Yes.
It's not like you can aspire to not be anything else.
no, it seems like whatever car there's like security guards who are like certain cars. It seems like you have, and that's your personality as well.
So aren't some of these cars just born a villain?
Yes.
Like the one with the monocle?
Yeah.
There's no way he was like, "Man, I've got a monocle now. I guess I'm going to be a good guy."
I'll be a journalist, huh? I'll find the real villains.
Do they have newspapers?
They do. They've got news channels on there.
Yeah, but have they got a newspaper? How could they
I
turn
swear to
that?
God, I've seen one of the fucking cars holding up a newspaper. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, it's like in Tokyo when they go past the vending machines, they're filled with car parts.
Yeah.
So are they buying food?
I don't know what like a tire is to like. I don't know what a steering wheel does for a car. Do they eat it? I don't know.
I only think you're right about one thing,
Yeah.
and that is under the hood, the engine is their cock.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think
That's
you're
their
right.
fanny or cock.
So do we think they rub their engines together?
I think they just I think they have to literally 69 and just smash engines together to get a good cargasm, if you will.
What is that? Like when you hit like a good rev?
I guess a rev.
Oh,
but
listen to that purr.
We've got so much.
Okay, well let's get into. So they've had the whole. So Mater's wrecked the race.
Yes.
Because he's been talking to somebody Sitwell or something.
Yes.
What's her name?
It's Holly.
Yeah, Holly Hollison or whatever.
Yeah, Sir.
Yeah. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. His assistant is Holly. She's the female spy that Mater
Yeah.
wants to fuck. We'll go real quickly. Lightning McQueen and this hot car who's sexy as hell.
Played by John Turturro.
They're both racing in 3 races. That's their story. You don't need to know. It's about
It
Mater.
never plays into the plot.
No.
Except for, I think, Lightning McQueen's stupidity of even listening to Mater.
Yeah.
He listens to Mater when Mater's just having a chat and goes, Mater's like, move to the outside.
Yeah.
And so Lightning McQueen does that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But why would he?
I don't know. I guess
Why would he trust Mater? He knows Mater's an incompetent fuckhead. Like, and I'm sorry to say that so viscerally.
Larry is listening, but hey, fuck him.
Hey,
huh?
this isn't about some cable guy. This is about Mater, one of the most annoying characters committed to film, and the main character of this spy movie. That's all I have to say. let's jump ahead.
Let's jump ahead.
So we meet our masked villain.
Yes.
The masked villain is just a camera looking over an engine.
Yes.
And that's how they communicate.
Yeah.
I don't know why he bothers. I feel like you could just have a black screen.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And they never would have found him.
Well, because the only, like, it's like that sort of thing, like, Mater's like a buffoon, but his very intricate knowledge of engines and stuff, because he's kind of like a mechanic, that's like his power. Like,
But he's not a mechanic.
He's just like
He's a tow truck.
He can look at a picture and go, those bolts, they're only using a certain engine. That's kind of his only thing he does. I don't know where
everyone know that.
Is that taught in schools?
Well, because if Mater's a mechanic, then he's technically a surgeon, which is one of the most, like,
he's definitely not
prestigious
mechanic.
jobs.
He's just like, I guess he's a paramedic, really, but with no formal training.
What's the difference? So why is there an ambulance and a mechanic?
That's so true, actually.
Wouldn't that be the same job?
Yeah, it would be the same job. Why would there be ambulance? He's an ambulance, technically.
Yeah, he's technically an ambulance. This movie crumbles. I hate it.
I hate it so much.
I know we're just asking question after question.
But that's the problem of the film. It shouldn't. I don't think we're nitpicking. It's just odd that they've into this world.
It's hard to enjoy anything, even though the movie it's a genuinely bad and unenjoyable film when it breaks down to it. But any piece of enjoyment you're having, you're just befuddled by the mechanics of how the concept works.
Oh, okay. Anyway, the villain. His main, other than wanting to make money off the oil thing, there's like a big race war happening. Essentially, some cars are.
What, you mean like in Fast and Furious?
Yeah,
racing out of the desert.
Race wars.
Race wars. Which type of race war?
Oh, it's a bad one. This one. So because I don't know, you're built as a shit car. It seems like there's like a first degree and second degree citizens. And the first like the Lightning McQueens and the Sallys, the hot good cars, you know? And then there's the lemons. And they say lemons like it's a slur in this film. I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird.
I like Mater on like the plane explaining to them. He was saying lemons in quite a way that sounded awful. He was like, those dirty lemons. They would never be able to be good cars. They're all dirty lemons.
He was also like, my ancestors used to own lemons. It's like, oh my god, Mater.
What the fuck? You can't. I don't think they like being called lemon. I'm using lemon with a hard
I use
L.
lemons. I am from Radiator Springs. All right. You don't want me to use the word lemons? Don't invite me on your adventure then.
We're gonna take down these dirty lemons if it's the fucking last. I don't care what their means are. They need to be stopped.
Wow.
Because they're spreading, okay? And they're coming into our backyard in Radiator Springs and soon it'll be filled with lemons. None of the pure.
Yeah, I know. That's pure blood. Just ruins the illusion.
Yeah, just shatters it.
Oh, Mater, you racist.
But then the lemons are evil. All of them
Oh
are
no,
evil.
that's the thing. They're kind of like, if you're not born right, I guess you are evil.
Because then you are built into being. Because all of them are. They're like, oh, it's dumb.
Right. Okay. So they're on this aeroplane.
Yes.
Which again, in terms of the world,
I don't know.
why are there airplanes and cars? Is it all because if a car enters an aeroplane, is that like a thing?
I don't know. I should.
Does it get enjoyment
out of planes
that?
Just revving outside?
Why would a plane serve a car?
I don't know.
Unless it was getting pleasure out of a car entering it.
Oh, it's like a combo, like both getting something out of it. Symbiotic.
Do you think? Like, I love a good tire in my insides.
Yeah, rev on the carpet. Go nuts, man. Just fucking go. You ever wanted 7 guys inside of you? On a plane. They're on a plane.
Yeah.
Where are we at? There's like 1, 2, 3 races. Each time the race happens, someone's getting blown up.
Yeah. And just violently.
Yeah.
Just violently blows up. Really quickly.
Yeah.
So, Mater has buck teeth?
He does.
But do other cars even have teeth?
Well, it seems like everyone has just like pure white bars for teeth.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone, unless they're like a certain, like, other than Mater, they've got like perfect teeth. But Lightning McQueen, you can see, doesn't have like teeth like separated. He's got he's got 2 big teeth, long teeth.
So, but they don't need to chew anything.
Well, they're drinking oil. They were eating
Yeah, but they
sushi
drink.
at some
But they
point.
drink a lot. I don't think they eat
Well,
anything.
there's wasabi, so they must be eating something.
I know, but you don't chew wasabi.
You can.
Chew some wasabi then.
I mean, but no. What I'm saying is, if there is wasabi in the universe, there is things to be chewed.
But I just don't. But if he's got, say, bad genetics
Yeah.
with his teeth, so there are genetics to be passed down.
Yeah.
But if, like, because we need to brush our teeth
Yeah.
so that they stay healthy. Are they doing anything for their teeth, or is an all-oil diet healthy for teeth?
I mean, on top of this, there's also a scene where Mater goes to the bathroom, which I think feeds into this as well.
Yeah, so what is he actually
I don't know
getting rid of?
I don't know if he's shitting. Okay, they say he pissed oil because that's pissing.
Yeah.
So oil is piss.
Yeah,
Excess oil like us, like we drink oil and then the bad oil goes pissed.
yeah.
I don't know what shitting is. I don't know if you eat a tire or a screw, you might shit that
Is
out.
it so in an engine, you know how you're not meant to run an engine to the bottom because then all of the actual dirt and crap from petrol gets in there? Is that what the shit is? Like they need to alleviate.
Maybe they need to like separate it all.
But then what would that be?
I don't know.
Which part of the car body would get rid of the shit?
I don't know. But it seems like, and again, they were like, oh, you gotta have hygiene. So they were also like, not only are you shitting, but then you also gotta wipe after you've done that. I don't know how they built a bidet for a car.
So he can't use a tire to wipe.
No, it seems not. Or maybe in there, we haven't seen an American. We've just seen the bidets in here.
It's exhausting not knowing.
Yeah. Where we at? What's Mater been doing? He's been doing like...
Okay, so they decide they're going to dress up Mater
Yes.
to help infiltrate a meeting that they're going to have.
Yeah.
So he infiltrates the meeting.
Yeah.
He goes in looking like some other car.
Another tow truck.
Yeah, another tow truck, essentially. This is where he finds out what their plan is, who's involved, and that they are now going to kill Lightning McQueen.
Huge. At the third race, because they've been doing a bunch of races.
Yep.
It's Tide, Lightning, and the other car.
Yes.
Don't worry, it does not come back. Because there's...
Racing couldn't matter less. Do not worry.
Do you think the racing was just like a byproduct of like an original script?
100%. Because I think him doing like a Grand Prix around the world makes logical sense as a sequel to Cars.
Yeah.
Don't you? I mean, in terms of
think so, yeah.
you get everybody still involved, you get to go to brand new locations. I think they probably just struggled to come up with an interesting conflict
Yeah.
during that time. That I guess a kid would probably enjoy, because then by that point you're probably just getting very close to say like a sports movie like Rocky.
Pretty much, right, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like it'd be like, oh, he loses a few, wins in the end. It's probably
Yeah.
very similar to what the first one is actually, but at least the around the world adventure of the Grand Prix would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's left over from a forgotten script
Yeah.
or just an early draft.
Because it doesn't really pay off. Because at the end, it's like, it's shut down. Because like, wow, this spy terrorism thing is bigger.
Yeah,
Don't
I mean,
worry
they go back to Radiator Springs to race.
Yeah.
Not like that's going to get you a medal
Anyway.
or a cup.
So...
A piston cup. He pissed in what?
It's a great joke!
Oh, it's so much better than this film. What a gag. It's like how they keep on trying to make this thing that Mater says where he goes, man, that's funny right there. And they keep on bringing that up.
It's not a good bit.
Stop trying to make that happen.
No, it's not good.
Yeah, we also kept writing PPS on different things.
That's a scene, and one of the PSs is like, I tried to buy something on the hotel movie channel. I didn't mean to. That man was watching car porn, and that adds to whatever the fuck they're messaging.
So there's a joy, like, so if they are able to pee or poo,
Yeah.
that definitely means they're able to, like, relieve themselves in a pleasurable manner.
Yeah, we've already established it's 69 an engine, just smacking it together.
Two raw engines
And,
touching.
And Mater is watching that while, I don't know, rubbing his exhaust pipe and just...
But with
fucking-
what? What would he rub his
a
exhaust
tire.
pipe
I
with?
don't know if he can reach the thing. I don't know if he can rub his, like, his car clit. I don't know what it is called. But he's
The
going...
idea of a car clip is hilarious. Oh, Pixar, look what you've done. You filthy, filthy creators.
Not
you.
us, it's you. Pixar,
it's you,
John
Pixar.
Lasseter.
Yeah,
you're
it's
a
you,
freak.
John Lasseter, you fucked up man. We know what you did.
Last summer.
The world knows what you did. That's why you're at Apple now.
Yeah, you freak. All right.
Do you reckon it wouldn't even surprise me if he lost his job just because he was just like, guys, car clits, and they're
Yeah.
like, get out of here.
Get out of here. Come on. Let's make, I don't know, trains. And they're just a lot of train cocks and train clits. And they're rubbing and sucking and fucking. Can we get that greenlit Disney, Apple, Steve Jobs? Can we get that
It's
done?
funny he went back to because didn't Apple used to own Pixar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little full circle thing.
Fun little circle.
Must have been so weird if you worked at Apple to be like, hey, that guy that created a toxic workplace and like sexually assaulted people, we've hired him and he's
Yeah.
coming here. He's going to be your boss.
But have you seen Cars 2? Oh, you have to put up with it. Otherwise, you're fired.
You should see the world he's created with Lucky. It's where all the luck comes from.
What are we up to? Okay, so it turns out that Mater, that they get captured again, the spies, and Mater, they put in Big Bentley, which would
I
have been,
didn't laugh. I sighed.
Well, I wasn't laughing, but then they just zoom out to just being a clock, like it's just Big Ben. Like they were just like Big Bentley.
It's so lazy.
It's so lazy. I can't like. That's almost funnier to me. I thought they'd had like a car clock. I don't know what they could do. I think they probably had the same thing. Went fuck it, let's just make it Big Ben. Because that's all it is.
Somebody definitely did like a revision of the script just with a pen and wrote Lee on when they said like
Anytime a car pun can be made, they just pencil that in. All right, that'll be 50 grand.
they just did like a Control F on anything that was a car or a car brand,
Yeah.
and they were just like, good.
We
We'll
nailed
just make it more underline it so they know.
They're stuck. They're tied down to the gears in Big Bentley, and they're going to be crushed. But then Mater gets out because he has those Gatling guns and he just get out. It's annoying that like the way they solve all their issues is just remember that thing we installed in Mater? Not really. Well, he has it.
Yeah, it's the same with like, oh, Holly's a plane. That's how she gets out of
Yeah,
it. I'm like,
Holly
okay,
has
cool.
a grappling hook. They've
Yeah.
tied them up. It's like,
Yeah.
don't worry, I'll just wriggle out.
So they get to the end of the movie when they're going to go, hey, we've made us like I've worked out who the villain is,
Yes.
and nobody else has, and it's very clear who the villain is.
Oh, 100%.
As an adult, you pretty much work it out immediately. It can only be one person,
Yeah.
which is the rich, right? Rich, wealthy billionaire man.
Now hear me out. I didn't realize that the video of him as an engine, I didn't realize there was like a tarp over him covering him. So I thought that little blue car from the start was maybe the villain.
Oh, I get you. Yeah.
Not I knew. I was like, surely not him. Surely it's Eddie Izzard. They haven't hired this random car. I was like, no, what a twist if it's not.
That's
But
the
yeah.
thing. It's always just whoever the most famous person on the cast list
Yeah.
is outside of primaries.
Yeah.
Like it's always that person.
It's a whodunit for kids,
It's-
though.
yeah.
They're going through the IMDb like, oh, I knew it.
This is a kid, arms
Oh, you're
crossed.
an-
Oh, Eddie Izzard's in this?
Oh.
He'll be the villain.
Yeah, they're just scrolling through. What is it? Oh, his son's accolades. Okay, he's gonna win. He's fine. He's a villain. The big thing is Mater has a bomb on him, so they drive around London trying to get rid of the bomb. The biggest thing is that the bomb can only be deactivated by the voice of the
Yep.
person who activated it, and it turns out to be the villain.
And it's Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
So the ending comes down to Mater going, reveal yourself.
Yeah.
Open up your hood. Show us your cock.
Yeah, come on, you
Come
bitch.
on. We'll prepare the penis of this
The
picture.
queen's
So
next
it's
to
on
us. The queen's show the queen your cock.
The
Get your
queen's
cock
leaning
out.
in. Going, man, I haven't had this big of a thrill since, I don't know, what's Harry and George?
Harry and Meghan.
No, what's a good? I feel like I was just trying to make them a car. Harry Holden.
That's why you listen. Now, real
Was
quickly,
that good?
we've talked about like the ramifications if like how they function as a thing, but then you also have to
Have we
think of
talked about it?
well, just like how a car cock and all that stuff.
Oh, I know. We haven't just shut up about it.
Oh,
I
literally.
barely mentioned the plot.
I don't
I
wanna-
just asked you questions like you knew the answer.
But then, while we're on it as well, if you're going down this route, like, there's a queen, so it means that there's so many atrocities. They've just repeated the world. It's just like, man, just think of all the bad things we've done because there's like world leaders. There's TSA at the airport. Like,
Oof,
there's so
yeah.
many things. You go, why just make up your own world?
I mean, look, it's just some societies are doomed to repeat the past. Like, was there a Berlin Wall?
Like there must
And
be
who
so
brought it
yes, there must be
down?
so many things. There was there's thousands of years
What
of
they
like
do, like in Egypt? Like
because
when
it
they
seems
were...
like Queen Elizabeth the car is a car, so it means
Yeah.
they've had the exact descendants. So it means there's been 60 kings and queens of the exact same car
It's-
dynasty.
It's so frustrating because there's no thought given into it. It's just laziness.
Yeah.
It's just them going, what if our society were cars? Like, what if you were a car?
And we've got a joke we want to make that they shit, and they're like, great, you've opened a can of worms now.
Yeah.
That leads to pretty much genocide somewhere in the Middle East, and it's your fault, John Lester. I'll say it.
Oscar, who would watch Cars 2?
I don't know who's gonna listen to this episode. That's the real
It
question.
was just questions.
I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy. Quite frankly, if you want to see world building done wrong, but even then, I don't know. If you've ever wondered what if the world was run by little cars, but no thought had gone into the background of it, I'm not happy, Carl. I'm not happy.
This is like the laziest, most unenjoyable Pixar film there is. There's
yeah.
no heart.
No, the message at
joyless.
the end is Lightning McQueen goes, "Hey, Mater, I guess even though you're embarrassing, be yourself." Shit, that's like the default.
Even though you ruined my life to a degree.
Yeah,
You did you.
you did you. You do you, Mater. That's all. That's really all they had.
It really is only a lesson for Mater. Like, there's not something that you could go, as a child, I relate to this.
Yeah.
Because when I was a car spy rusting in Tokyo, I went through a similar thing.
But even if you want to go, what a bad thing to tell kids. Hey, cause a scene. Why not? You do you. Your friend will forgive you, maybe.
So many of Pixar's films have just a really good, concise message.
Yeah.
That by the end of the movie, that's just what it is. And some of them are a surprise, which is like the fun of some of the movies.
Yeah.
Inside Out sets you up to believe it's going to be a different message. And then by the end, it's actually...
Oh, you've got to be sad to be happy? Cunt, I cried on the
Oh,
plane.
it's such a good sudden turn
Yeah.
in terms of it. You don't expect them to be like, no, this is what the movie's about.
Yeah.
There's not that aspect to this.
Oh.
Only then, I guess, the twist of there not being a message.
Yeah, no. I mean, but what have they learned? Mater's been given everything. And yes, here we are.
He had no growth. He actually got more annoying by the end and
yeah.
was rewarded.
He was.
Here's who would watch this. Anyone that loves awful world building, enjoys a movie without a message, and hates character arcs.
I think if you just want a little spy thriller for your kids, chuck it on. 7 out of 10 for Oscar, huh? We'll give it a score now.
If you've got your 10-year-old by your side and you're trying to toss up between Cars 2 and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, maybe lean towards Cars 2.
I think I said it last week, but again, I could just imagine a divorced dad with a box set of James Bond. He kind of flicks them on. It's a sad life, but he's got the kid in the divorce, weekends. He's trying to get him involved in his only passion, hey, you like James Bond? And the kid's like, no, I just want to watch, I want to play my Hot Wheels. He's like, all right, we'll bridge the gap. Skip the first Cars. Don't eat it. Second, there's spies, and here's Lightning McQueen. Just please watch this and tell your mother that, I can fix it.
Tell her that if she found her way back to me, things would be okay.
Things would be okay.
This is the kid. Ma'am, Dad, why'd you show me such a shit movie? Does the car have a clitoris?
Yeah. Dad, where's his car cock?
Just the kid going back to the mum being like, I was showing them this fucked up movie by Dad that was an existential crisis when it comes to how the functionality of cars in a world of living cars and planes
I
works.
was so upset 10 years later I had to go on a podcast and write it. That's right, that was me. That happened to me. That was my life. We both went through that exact same situation. Our parents got divorced, put it on for us, and we're not happy.
That's how we bonded. We both reached for Cars 3 in a DVD reduced bin on the side of a road in Vegas.
Oh, that's a story.
It's a story for another time.
Oh, God. Carl, we blitz through this. Anything else you want to add?
No.
No.
Didn't like it.
No.
I mean, I don't want to, like, there's not, it is very childish as well. I think it's I think this is the most childish franchise from Pixar, just the 3 Cars films. Have you seen the third one?
No. What's the third one about?
The third one's essentially he's just got to train like a young racer.
Yeah.
It's more of like Lightning McQueen's getting old.
Does the spy stuff come back into it?
I have no recollection. I don't think so.
It's crazy.
I mean, it got pretty disliked. Like, the Cars 2 is notoriously a disliked movie.
Yes.
So I think they were like, let's not continue on a spy route for Cars. Oscar, I think it's time for us to have a little brag. Not a brag, but I think we should just talk about something good.
Oh, yeah.
And the palate cleanser this week, we have both seen it, is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, God. Watching 2 sequels, this is my back-to-back.
Both animated as well.
Yeah, both animated sequels to very liked I don't know. I'm trying to bridge the gap. It's very good. You got check it out.
It's great.
Thank you again for warning me it's a part 1.
Yeah, I know. It's the...
Not that would have ruined it, but like knowing that going into it, I'm like, I love to be set up and also have the world. But
I think it helps. People in my cinema were really disappointed.
Really?
Yeah. Like, they did not know. I think that opening weekend crowd took the brunt to let people know for next time it's part 1.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of comparing it to Fast X, this is definitely a part one that goes, we're taking the point of view of Spider-Gwen. Yeah. She's having a full arc over the movie, and the movie does end when her arc finishes.
Yes.
So they've got that in. It's just the fact they don't finish the conflict.
No. But then they set up everything. They do. I mean, it's terrific, isn't it? They've got the first
It moves
movie.
so quick as well.
The pacing's
At
fantastic.
2 hours 20, it's so fucking fastly
I couldn't
paced.
believe it, right?
Oh, it's so good.
But you got the first one. I don't know if they planned some of the stuff, but my God, the sequel jumps, like, elevates every single thing from that first one.
Yeah.
To such a, like, sets up the new stakes. And then the next one, I hope, just knocks out the park.
I would assume so. Like, it's one of those things that I think... This is also what sucks about a part 1. If the next one isn't good, it ruins this one.
Yes.
Because this just doesn't get to stand alone.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it's like, I can still very much enjoy Catching Fire, even though I don't enjoy the 2 Mockingjay movies.
Yes.
Because at least Catching Fire does finish itself.
It does finish itself,
even though that is a movie that ends on a cliffhanger. And this is what I think is a disappointing thing that Hollywood's decided they don't do anymore, is make a sequel that just happens to have a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Now they just go like, no, it's a part 1 where we won't even finish things.
Yeah.
Like, just make a sequel with a cliffhanger. It's not hard. Dark Knight is kind of like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, it's... But
you still feel like, at the end of Spider-Man, you're not thinking, oh, fuck. Like, but you feel like you've done the arc, like, a lot of arcs.
Yeah.
You feel like you're complete. You're like, great, I can't wait. Now we can jump onto the next part of this.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to the Spot guy? He's now in a new universe.
Yeah.
Great.
Jason Schwartzman.
Oh my cunt. That
voice work is...
From comedy to one of the most terrifying,
it's so terrible. And the fact that his animation becomes so much more abstract as the movie goes on, wow.
Yeah.
It's just... it's visually one of the most stunning things I've seen in the cinema.
Oh my God. There's some shots that I think that India scene's like a standout for me.
Yeah.
There's some bits you're like, that was 3 seconds on screen and it looked like it took someone years.
It looks like it's like a Da Vinci.
Oh my God. I looked like apparently 1,000 people worked on it.
Wow. I mean, I'm not surprised. You know, it's one of those things where you look at me like 3 directors. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Someone was just doing... I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a background like director because there's so much stuff there.
There's so much going on. I saw that the Avatar: The Last Airbender guy was pretty highly involved in it. He's one of the directors.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
So, do with that information what you will.
Yeah, take it to the bank.
Yeah.
See what we can.
I feel bad for The Flash. Also a multiverse movie coming out next week.
Man, I don't know why you would even bother. I don't know, that other Spider-Man movie, the Tom Holland one.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, that's pretty great. Look what they've done. I was like, look what this one did. Look what this one fucking did.
It is also one of those things, though, where I feel, especially because there's another Part 1 movie coming out this year, which is Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Which I think 3 Part 1 movies all coming out in one.
I don't think maybe we would call the Fast and Furious in that realm, but
it's just, I think people may be burned out
on
100%. That by then.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I think considering Marvel's just doing a lot with it now, and DC's doing a lot with it, and Everything Everywhere All at Once just won Best Picture. I'm also multiversed out.
Oh, completely out.
Like
I get the concept.
Yeah, it's fun. But I think because this movie's animated, it gets to do the most of any multiverse movie I've seen.
Oh, 100%. I feel like that Doctor Strange one, they have like that scene where they jump through like 3 at a time. It's like, here's a color dimension. Like, that was fun. But that's really the
That's
limit.
it.
That's the limit we can do.
They
Spider-Man's
then only go to like 2 other places.
Yeah. Spider-Man's like, we're going to fucking 20 different places. Like, there's so many. Oh, it's great. Check it out. It's like the highest thing on Letterboxd and IMDb. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't think it's like that good.
No,
but
no,
I do think it's really good.
No. It's like a hard one to be like. I don't know if it should be like up the top there, but it's very good.
If it had genuinely had an ending, I would get it.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a sense of, damn.
Yeah.
When it went, you're not getting anything. I was like, okay.
But that's like also like a bit of like a, hey, we didn't finish it. So there's still more. There's still hope.
I know.
It's like, well, shit. I
Like,
guess it's perfect then.
I could see it being, if the next one is also amazing, combining them, yeah, it'd probably be like a 5-star, 5-hour film or something like that.
Pretty much.
So yeah, that's where we're at.
Do we get it next year?
March.
Oh, March.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So not like a huge wait. Either.
No.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, take fucking notes.
I know they're still just like, we're making a Hobbs movie.
Oh my god, they're still like they're looking at the numbers going, I think we can end it there.
Did you see this? The Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse had the highest grossing day of the year, opening day.
Really?
Biggest opening day. They were projecting like $80 million. It opened to 120 in America.
Holy shit.
And then it's already at 230 worldwide. The first one only made 330.
Yeah.
So it's like a hit.
Well, like, do you remember the first one? It was like when that period of like there was 3 Spider-Mans out, everyone was fatigued. And this one came out, everyone was like, I'm not watching that. And everyone was like, it's kind of the best one.
Yeah.
You probably should have seen it in cinemas. And everyone, all right, we watched it.
Yeah.
It's terrific. And everyone's like, now I think everyone's on board for it.
I wasn't planning on seeing it, but the hype was so big.
Yeah, me too.
I went the night before my engagement party. Like, we couldn't have been busier.
Yeah.
And I was like, I still want to go to the movies. There was so much to do, and I still went to watch a 2.5-hour film.
Oh, it's terrific though.
Oh, it was worth it.
I was surprised it was out. I was like, I saw a trailer, I went, can't wait for that. And they're like, next week. I went, fuck me. I can't believe it.
You can watch it today.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. All right, Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Well, Carl, I'm fucking card out. Completely card out. I think we should
Are
get
you
back.
called out? Because I'm getting offended. I hear an L in between the D and the R.
There is an L, but not for us, huh? Indiana Jones. Crystal Skull next week. Crystal Skull.
People love Indiana Jones.
I couldn't think of a good
Crystal Skull,
segue. I
right?
couldn't think of a good segue. We're just gonna do Crystal Skull. Hey.
No. Here's what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna do a bunch of crystal meth.
Oh.
Then we're
That's
gonna watch
good.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls.
Smart.
We know what we're doing.
All right.
Until next week, remember, we know what cars are.
Crystal meth.